Hi there, it's Melissa Vining here, and I'm back today on the Clique Kits channel just to share with you where I'm at with my December daily. I'm using the Clique Into December kit, which is featuring Pink Fresh Studio, and the kit is so versatile and really gorgeous. You could use it for December daily, or you could do traditional scrapbooking pages for Christmas. It's really up to you. So I love to do a December daily, and if you'd watched my first video that went up earlier in the month, I would have explained how I'm making my own album, and I'm making it out of a breakfast cereal box. But because I don't know how big, as in how wide, this album's going to end up, I haven't made that yet, and I'll make it at the end. So in the meantime, I wanted to keep it together. I didn't want bits and pieces going everywhere. So I've just used some pipe cleaners through the holes, and that's why it's kind of looking like this at the moment. But it serves its purpose in that I can keep everything in order, and I just add the pages as I do them. I am doing them in order, and I think I'm up to day 12. So December is an incredibly busy month for us, and the fact that I'm even making this album during December is amazing for me. So I'll just take you through what I've done. So I had a process video on how I made this inside cover, and I used the exclusive cut file. And I kept this cover very simple, but if you know me, you know that I'm not really very good at keeping things simple, but I did with this. So the important thing with this was not to over embellish, because I tend to do that anyway. So let's get on with it. So this is the inside, well, the other side of the inside cover, and I like to, and I've done this with my other, when I say my other December daily albums, I've only been successful in making one other one, but I have two more that I need to make, and I have done this on the part of the other one that I've made for 2013. So I just put the exclusive card, the little house, home for the holidays, and I put our names and our ages during December. So that's our family, and then I've just really kept it simple as well. So I'm using a mix of little 4x4s and 8x8s, and as you'll see, I'll just let it speak for itself really. I'll take you through it. So day 1, and I'm using all of the Pink Fresh Studio acetate numbers. So day 1 is my son going to camp. And I think actually I have a process video on making these, and they're on my channel. So I'll put a link below to my channel. And so he was packed for camp, and my husband is his teacher, so he was going as well. So I thought it was a good action shot of getting ready. Now, with this album, it's really like Project Life in that I don't make it work for Christmas. I just document our December as it happens. A lot of the things aren't Christmas related, but it's summer here, and I like having a snapshot because December is probably one of my favourite months of the year because of Christmas. So it's great to look back and see what we did. So that's how it works for me. So I also I take multiple photos each day. I'm bearing in mind that I want photos to be documented in this album, so I don't go, okay, day 1 is going to be the camp photo and nothing else. We're quite traditional in that I have the tree decorated on the 1st of December. So while the boys were at camp, the girls and I decorated the tree. So that's them there. And the thing about this album, and what I do struggle with, is because it's a kit and it's a limited amount of things and I want to stick to the kit, is that I don't want to go and I don't want to over embellish and then get to the end of the month or get to the 25th and not have much left. So what I may do once I'm finished is go back through and see if I need to add any more embellishment. But these 2 pages are pretty embellished. So day 2, we picked up Azaria. She is 6 after school, and we went and got an ice block because it's summer here. So I've just I pulled in some other product that I had that is summer themed. So that's from the Dear Lizzie. Thought it worked really well because we're having ice cream. That's from Crepe Paper Poolside. The rest is from the kit. So I put Joy because I love the little treat, and that's on one of the glassine bags that came with the goodies in the kit. I like to use packaging. And then our main church in Auckland sent out these cards, Christmas cards, and it had the same "Come Let Us Adore Him," but it had little tabs, and you cut it out and turn it into a Christmas decoration that's on our tree. So I thought, I'm going to have to put the card because it's so beautiful. So I've put the card in, and I've just stuck that on. I've put "'Tis the Season to be Jolly," and so I'm also using the exclusive printable numbers from the kit. And so on days where I have 2 photos or 2 pages, I will use both. So I've used the acetate there, and there I've used the printable. So this one was, this is about Azaria, how she lost her 2 front teeth. Now the photo isn't that great, that you can't, I know she's lost her teeth. It's not really a toothy showing off photo, but for the scrapbooking mother, it's perfect because she had lost 1 tooth and the other one was wiggly, and I was sort of hoping that it would happen in December so I could scrap a page about it, and I will go back and scrap a 12 by 12 about the story too. So this All I Want for Christmas card was perfect, and I've just written that she lost, hang on, All I Want for Christmas, and I put number 1, 2 front teeth. I did think about stamping a big thing about the 2 front teeth here, but in the end I just wanted it to flow and be quite simple. So I've pulled a doily from my stash and layered some of the papers, I think the October afternoon ones. I've added that sparkle and shine, and then just put day 3 there. So the thing with acetate is you do have to work out how you're going to adhere it, and I don't have a Xyron machine, and I didn't want to be sewing either. I just wanted this to be really just simple. So in this instance, I put double-sided tape on the edge and tucked it under the photos. So you'll see some other ways that I adhere them as we go along. So day 3, what were we there? Okay, that's the first day of day 3. Sorry, the first photo of day 3. Then I had taken some photos. So Sam came home from school the night before. No, I'm sorry, the afternoon of day 3. So Brielle was really happy to have him back, so I took a photo of them just chilling out watching TV. Brielle had done some dancing around the kitchen to some Christmas music. It was so cute. So I had to scrap that. And then Azaria came home with some Christmas decorations that she made at school. And then I wanted a grid, and I wanted it simple again. And so I just used a frame, a present, which I put on foam, the 3 printable, and the joy, which I popped up on foam. Little mouse is so cute. And I just used a present and trimmed the tree and decorations. And then I just journaled around each photo. So that's day 3. This is also day 3. I got some happy mail from Honeybee Stamps. I'm going to be doing some kind of guest designing with some stamps for Honeybee Stamps, and that will be coming up in January because December's really been focused on this. So Melissa had sent me a lovely card to say thank you, and I put what I'd ordered and her card. And this little, especially for you, you've got mail from Dear Lizzie, was perfect. And I just noticed I put it on upside down, but that doesn't matter. So I put that on there, and I just popped up. This is a little, this is off one of the a thank you note from Melissa as well. It had this little card and it's with a heart, so I had to put that in. And this was the actual packaging that the stamps were in, and it was a thank you. So I've left that. Now I have decided to bring back eyelets. Eyelets work. I haven't seen them for a long time in scrapbooking, but they work really well with reinforcement. And I must say, I was in Invercargill, which is a city 2 hours from here, went to Spotlight, and I saw that they have brought out new crocodiles and packets of eyelets. So maybe I'm just slightly ahead of the time. Maybe eyelets are making a comeback. Anyway, I think they're great. They're metal, so they provide the perfect reinforcement. And here I'm really happy with how this page turned out. If you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen this one. And because Sam had come back from camp and he was exhausted and he'd been bitten by mosquitoes. And he's only 8. It was his first ever camp. And he slept for 12 hours, and the Friday was school. And I decided not to send him to school because he's just, when your children are teary and on the edge of just a meltdown, sometimes they just need a day to chill. And because it's near the end of school, the teachers were fine with it. So he just had fun with his sister. And I thought the berry Christmas was perfect. And this was a card, 4x6 card, and I think all 3x4, and I just fussy cut around it and stuck it in. And I just put hug with the Pink Forest Studio puffy stickers, letter stickers. I've used the 4 and I've put an epoxy sticker over it, and I've just journaled. But I love how it turns out. And I love the interest that, having something that's not a page protector adds. So here is day 4 as well, and this was also the beginning of day 4. They're all having the advent calendars, and I got a snap of each of them. So I've said that Sam had Minions, Brielle had Peppa Pig, Azaria had Disney Fairies, and I've just, one thing I did do to adhere this acetate is to stick it onto just a piece of white cardstock, and then, how have I done it? I must have put a bit of double-sided tape underneath here, and then trimmed around it, punched it, and tied it in a bow, and that holds it together. And so it's not clear, but that's a really good way to adhere them if you're not sure. I'll fix that later. I was going to lift up that piece of string. And so I had another printable, which I've made with an epoxy sticker over the top as well, which I've got like a little flare. And yeah, Season to be Jolly acrylic. I'm loving acrylic. I hope that continues next year. And I've just put about advent calendars are an exciting treat, and the exercise of self-control. Love it, because it is, especially for her, because she's only 20 months and she doesn't get that you're only allowed one a day, but that's the rule with them. So yeah, that's that one. Excuse me. This one, I've got a bit of stuff. Doilies come off there. So with this one, we had our Christmas show, and then Sam had a friend of his was leaving, and there was a farewell at a site trampoline, which is a big indoor trampoline kind of play area. And this is just taken outside when I went to pick him up. And so I put some of that paper down, put a strip of the October afternoon to break it up, put a doily to kind of bridge the gap, and then here I've tucked my acetate number 5 underneath so I could adhere it. And I backed, because it was our show, it's her first time being in the show, so I backed it with the silver PAL paper, and I've added a little tag from my stash and just journaled on there and journaled there. The story is really important to me, but I don't, and so far I haven't done a heap of journaling. I've really just explained a bit more about what the photo is, and I put the deer up on some foam. So here is the advertising for our Christmas show for church, and I've stuck that in, and then on the back of that I've kept it really simple. I used some packaging, and I sewed, because I don't have a fuse, I've sewn a sequin pocket, and then so while Sam was at that, I had a voucher for a pedicure, and so I went and got that, and I snapped a photo of the colour that I chose. And earlier in the day we'd had coffee with friends of ours who were in the show as well, so I took a photo and just layered them together. Really simple. I think that with busier pages like that one there, you kind of need something, just some breathing room. And I love, this is not in a page protector. I love the different I love it to be textural and different sizes, different bits sticking out, etc. So also, day 5, still going on, we have had, we're having a change in flag, potentially a change in the flag of New Zealand. And so there was a referendum where you got to vote for what you wanted the new flag to be. You had to rank 5 different flags. And the last day to post it away was on the 5th. And so I kept this from the referendum. And I think it may have even come out earlier or end of November, but I kept it. So I wanted to include it in this album because it's quite probably in the future an historic day for New Zealand to be doing this. So I've just made a tag and journaled about today being the last day. I have my own personal thoughts about it inside. I'm not going to open it because it's personal. And what I did was I created, I stuck this, because it's a flimsy brochure, on a piece of the paper. And then this was just plain white, and then I decided, because day 6 I had 2 photos, and I thought I'm going to use the back, otherwise it's kind of blank. So I've just added that paper and kept it white through here where the holes are. So we woke up to snow, and I didn't take a photo until after church because this was a Sunday, and I would love a white Christmas, and so it was perfect. I put the magic sticker and dreaming of a white Christmas, and the snow had kind of come down to here and just a dusting, but you can still see some of it. So I've used one of those little chevrons to point to it, and I've just journaled about that. And then it was also Sean's birthday, and we went out to lunch with some friends after church. He turned 38, so I put 38. That's another Dear Lizzie chipboard, beautiful day, and I thought it went really well with the gold. And I added a present because it's his birthday and some more of that gorgeous acetate sticker. And that's us at our favourite local cafe. And I just snapped a candid shot, really. No, they're not even aware that I've been in the photo. It's just, I love it. Just shows what we did. And then I just had a filler here with All Is Bright, just in a 4x4. And this is, so now we're up to day 7. Brielle, while I was scrapbooking, I gave her some watercolours to play with and some cardstock, and she just did that. So I thought I'm going to keep that and add it to my December daily. And it was a piece of cardstock I'd used for something else, and there was a bit cut out, so I just used that 7 and covered up the little gap, and I just put Watercolour by Brielle and Christmas Wishes with another acetate. So also on day 7, our church does Christmas boxes, and so we, what happens is we have a Christmas tree, and if there is anybody that's in need, people can suggest names of people in the community, and then the church will do, like, we had to buy for a 30-year-old lady, so you collect the star, it's got the 30-year-old woman on it, and you go shopping, and there's these boxes, and you buy things and put them into the box. So this was the card that came with the box, and it suggests things you can put in, items they would want, items they would need, items that are educational if the gift is for a child, a beautiful Christmas decoration. And then church adds a Bible, and they gift wrap each present in tissue paper, and they take it to them. So it's lovely. It's more blessed to give than receive, and we are blessed to be a blessing. And here, I love how I've got this hanging. I love bits and pieces hanging out. So that's just a tag. I've just detailed what we were doing for the 30-year-old lady, and I'm just leaving that long. Excuse me. And here is an article about our Christmas show for church, and it's got Azaria and Sam in it. And it also mentions Sean and I, because my husband wrote it and I was singing in it, so it mentions us in here as well. And so I thought, I'm just going to put it there because there's nothing else to go behind there. And so that's that story. Here is day 7. Now, on day 7, I really got into my Girl Cave December kit for Clique kits, and I took a couple of photos just for Instagram and sneaks of my layout. And because December's so busy, and I journaled that I enjoyed some creative time today, and even filmed the making of this layout. I've been so flat out with work, so this was a treat. And yeah, it's just, I loved the fact that it just detailed what I did that day, and also because it was 2 photos that went together, I grouped them here with a strip of that October afternoon again. And then all I did with embellishment was, because this paper had those triangles down it and some words, I just added to it. So I added the puffy stars and the puffy sticker that says, "May your home be filled with the joy of the season." And then I was able to tuck number 7 and put the adhesive underneath. So there's that one. And I'm sorry if you can hear the banging outside because it's school holidays here. Some kids must be banging on the swing or slide set because I can hear metal banging. So that's what that is. And day 8, excuse me. This is really, really super cute. I just love how this one turned out. So after lunch, I told Brielle it was bedtime. And so she decided to go and get this little mattress, get a pillow, and get her blankie, which she calls Num. And she made a bed for herself. And I had my camera handy, and I just took the photos of the sequence of making the bed. And she ended up lying on the lino on our dining room floor. And so I printed them off into collage together. And then I loved this paper was the back of this paper, and it worked really well. So I just put bed, and that's Oh Joy is from the Dear Lizzie as well. and I trimmed off the 8 to make it fit and stapled it on, and just, yeah, sequenced them and journaled about it. So the photos really speak for themselves. So day 9 is when we put the tree up. Brielle got really fascinated with this little duck Christmas decoration, and she'd carry it around and take it to school to pick up the other 2. And so I just put the frame behind. I cut the frame up, laid it behind. I used, I think that's the Joy paper, I can't remember. But cut that paper into 4x4. I used the 9 up on some foam, and I used my tab punch just to punch a tab out of the PAL paper again and put the present there. And I said, you just adore the duck decoration. You take it off the tree all the time. Day 11 was dress rehearsal for Sean and I. So I had ballet for a Christmas show, and Sean was in the, it's called the Christmas Cracker, which is the local community show. And so we had rehearsal at the same time, so it was a bit of a juggle with the kids. But yeah, I journaled here. So this is a photo taken during dance rehearsal, so it wasn't dress rehearsal. He was playing Santa, and he was singing that song, Celebrate. I think it's called Celebration, but you know, the one that goes Celebrate Good Times. So I journaled about that. And then in the meantime, I had a dress rehearsal for a show that was on the Sunday for ballet. I just started ballet this term. So I've been doing ballet for probably 10 weeks, and then I had to be in the Christmas show, which I thought couldn't happen because it was a hard ask. But I've done a lot of dance, and the dance instructor really believed in me that I could do it. And because she believed in me, I could do it, and I did it. And it was an amazing, amazing experience. So I'll have more photos coming up of that. And so I just talked about how we ran through on the stage for the first time at our rehearsal and how amazing that was. So, and how we, as a troupe, I guess, there were 8 of us, we really felt like it came together. So that's as far as I've got. I've got all my photos done. I just need to print them off and get it done. I am absolutely determined that I will get it finished, and I have to, because I am going to tell myself that I will do a full walkthrough of this on my channel at the end, and you'll also get to see how I make my cover, my binder. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that I've inspired you in some way to get those memories documented. And the thing with December Daily is that you don't have to do it in December. As long as you have a good system for recording your memories and storing your photos, and I just do it all on my Mac. I make separate folders for each day. And as you would have seen in one of my videos, I showed you how I use my planner to keep track of what we did each day. You can go back and make these at any time. In fact, I'm loving this so much that I want to go and do 2014's December Daily. I've got all the photos, and I've got I've got some supplies. So I'm going to go back and do that, and I might do that in January while I'm on a roll with this. So it is a great album to look back at, and this is my second one, but my first one I made is my favourite mini album of all time, because I just love that when I look at each day, it takes me back to what we were doing. So I hope you had a really, really amazing, blessed Christmas, and I wish you a happy new year, and come and check out the rest of my my December Daily on my blog and on my YouTube channel. So I will say goodbye now. Have a great time. Bye.